Ben, the outcome today wasn't as expected for the people.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but there's I think it's an opportunity for the workers and the people of Western Australia to decide, is the government representing their interests? They've made quite a statement today.
For sure. And I believe the costs, what were the result of the costs?
That was a relief. There were no orders given as to costs against me or Les Finlay, the other plaintiff, and that was perhaps unexpected. I accepted the risks at the beginning of this, and there's still the matter of the Chief Health Officer case, which was that may yet be decided. So we're not out of the woods yet, but very relieved by that.
What would you say to those perhaps who may feel a bit disheartened with the decision leading up to this? Would you have a message for them to continue on?
This may be necessary. The purpose of the litigation was to reveal, do employees have rights in relation to their bodies in the workplace? In many ways, it's been a success. We know the answer to that question now, which reveals a problem, and it gives people direction on, that perhaps we're actually in danger, that the government and judiciary may not share the same views that the individual citizen might have. And that's a point of concern. So people need to consider very carefully how they're going to vote in the future, I believe. I think all the laws that allowed these mandates to occur are still in place. My recommendation is that people consider carefully how they vote in the next state and federal elections. I would recommend people choose individual members of parliament or parties that value the liberty of the citizen and the family, and the right to make their own choices in relation to your body. These are fundamental human rights. They've emerged out of hundreds of years of common law, and they are the bedrock on which the Australian legal system and constitution is based on. Yet it appears to me that Australia is drifting away from that. It's a very high risk. This has happened before in history, and it doesn't end well. So I'd prefer to see that course shift.
I remember a quote that you stated about, as an Australian, it's immoral to obey a... Can you repeat that quote for them?
Martin Luther King. It's every person has the moral duty to disobey unjust laws, the words from that effect, and that's precise. That still was true when Martin Luther King said it during the civil rights battles in the 1950s and 60s in the United States, and I believe it's true today. You cannot comply your way out of. You're not going to impress upon the government the need to change arbitrary laws through compliance, through mass compliance. There's no government or power in the world has ever reduced due to mass compliance with bad laws. So I would suggest people need to carefully consider how they conduct themselves in the future, should such mandates or anything like this occur again.
You have no regrets?
No, I'd do this all again.
And in terms of this particular matter, can you take it any further?
Yes, there's an opportunity to appeal to the High Court. I don't know what my, what position. I'll take advice from my lawyers for that. It's a complex avenue, and I'll speak to them in the coming weeks and discover if that's something we'll do.
Can you just summarise what happened? How this all started? Yeah, this is for the uninitiated, people that don't quite know the full case.
So in 2021, there were mandates issued across various industries and workplaces across Australia, but and specifically in my case for Western Australia. They started first for the nurses and teachers, and then it rolled out across. At the height, it was up to 75% of all employees in Western Australia were required to be vaccinated in order to go to work. And I was disturbed by that. I could see the parallels to some of the worst parts in history, where the very bad things occurred due to, for compassionate reasons, but immense force was applied, and a handful of people would make, in this instance, were making health decisions for millions. And that undermines what we know about the human capacity for evil, and about how it accumulates and centralizes, and it undermines the civil contract that people have with their government in a democracy such as Australia. So that's when I saw that occurring, I was unable to stay, and I was unable to. I could not bring myself to comply and go along with what was. It remains just a disgusting act of government to interfere with individuals' personal choices about medical procedures and the like. And we commenced litigation against my employer, and we joined with other industries trying to find the best way to return liberty to all West Australian employees. It's been a 2-year battle. It's been reduced in arguments, and they've been fought and won and lost, and it was reduced down to the two, myself and Les Finlay, who's a public servant. In many ways, his case was more important than mine today, because the decision of his case reflects on all public servants. So there's teachers and nurses, and there's similarities in those cases on how those laws reflect into the private sector as well. So the implications are serious here. The decision today was not unique just to police or police employees. It can, through interpretation in further cases, will reflect on every employee in Western Australia. It's a very uncertain time, and people should be very alarmed, very concerned about the grab for power and the hubris that they believe that they should have it. It's a very concerning time for all Australia, and perhaps many haven't recognised that yet.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you. Any message for your final to your colleagues?
I'll leave that.
Yep.
I'll leave that.
Right, yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ben.
And thank you both of you. I know both of you have come along the way. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.